a patient comes in, they change their diet, they know what to do, they realize the cookie's causing issues, they realize that Big Food probably is not a benevolent organization, doesn't have their best interests at heart. Yet 6 months later, they've stopped with the irritable bowel syndrome now, they've taken my supplements or medication, they're much better. And then 6 months later, they just go back to their old ways because they go to the supermarket and there's a bunch of new cookies that their friends have told them about. And then the cycle perpetuates again and again.
Yeah. So let's admit a couple of things. First of all, it's very too easy to say us versus them. But the fact is that we all fail. You know, if we had a way to ask people questions, I would say, how many of you in the last month slept less than you think you should? And I'm guessing everybody would raise their hand. And then if we ask the question, and how many of you in the last month ate more than you think you should? And texted while driving, and you know, the list can go on and on and on. The reality is that those fights are very, very tough. And if you ask, what is it that brings good behavioral change? It's not just motivation. We all say we don't want to text and drive, we want to sleep better and so on. We need to change our environment. You know, if I came to each one of you, each one of the people listening to this, I came to each of you in the morning, every morning, with a fresh tray of croissant and muffins. I'm not saying you would fail every day, but I'm willing to bet at the end of the year you'll be less healthy.
Yeah,
and the power that we have is not to see the muffin and reject it. The power that we have is not to have it in our environment.
Sure, that's a bit of a change that almost speaks about the Stanford prison experiment of the environment and the culture we're in is as important, if not you saying more important, than your confidence or your ability to say, hang on, actually, I've got a goal to stay healthy. I've got, you know, my data that's very important to me. And because of that data, my goals, my intrinsic motivation is as or less important than the culture and the environment.
That's right. So it's very hard to change people, much easier to change the environment. So what does that mean? Let's think about money. Getting people to make better decisions about money every time when they come to think about spending, to say, what am I giving up? What am I getting? Is this worth it? It's not. Very tough. On the other hand, giving you an electronic wallet that tells you how much money you have left, tells you if you're over budget, getting your spouse to be aware of the choices you're making, changes the environment, and therefore people make better decisions. You know, if you take the same person, let's go to the food domain, and you put them in a buffet, they will not make good choices.
Yeah, they eat more, 18% more. The research shows that's just being at a buffet versus a la carte.
Yeah. So the question is, can we change our environment? And the first thing to do is to recognize that the environment matters. Because if you say it's all about me, you can say, I can go to a buffet and I can control myself. If you say, no, I need to control it, therefore I'm not going to go to a buffet, that's the key. So can we change people? Very tough. Not impossible, but very tough. We can create habits and so on. Can we change the environment? Much easier. So the first thing I would do is I would say, think about what each and every one of us can do to change our environment. And there could be simple things. Like when we open the refrigerator, we look at eye level to see what we have, and those are the things that pop to mind. What's usually at eye level? Not the fruits and vegetables. The fruits and vegetables are usually at some drawer, usually opaque, usually at the bottom, that requires more work. Put the unhealthy stuff in that drawer and put the healthier stuff at eye level. Now people say, but this drawer is designed for high humidity and it's designed for colder temperature. True, but you're not opening it. So, we really need to understand that we eventually do what's easy.